7 o'clock sharp.
When you need your sports
Alexa, play NPR News Now on Spotify.
Playing NPR News Now from Spotify. Here's the latest episode, NPR News, February 19th, 2025, 4 p.m. EST.
We've got live from NPR News, I'm Lakshmi Singh. Trump administration officials who are now running the U.S. Agency for International Development have not restarted all payments to thousands of programs around the globe despite a federal court order. NPR's Frank Langfitt reports USAID says it's allowed to cancel most of its contracts.
Last week, a federal judge ordered USAID to reopen the flow of money to programs around the world. He said it was causing irreparable harm. Late Tuesday night, USAID responded that it has broad authority to cancel contracts and grants based on the terms of those agreements, and that it's reviewing each contract for evidence of waste and fraud and to ensure they're aligned with President Trump's goals. In a court filing, USAID said it had already terminated nearly 500 contracts, including some because they focused on, quote, regime change, civic society, or democracy promotion. USAID said it has spared more than 20 contracts worth more than $250 million. The judge has yet to respond to USAID's filing. Frank Langfitt, NPR News, Washington.
More protests against mass firings and funding cuts at the Department of Health and Human Services. At the Department of Agriculture, meanwhile, some dismissals are being reversed for employees who are involved in the government's response to the nationwide bird flu outbreak. The measles outbreak in rural West Texas has grown to 58 cases with more than a dozen hospitalizations. In neighboring eastern New Mexico, 8 more people have contracted the measles, even though people can get vaccinated against the highly contagious illness. A spokesman for the New Mexico Department of Health, Robert Knott, describes what officials are doing to address all the cases in Lee County.
We have the New Mexico Department of Health has set up several vaccination clinics at no cost. We also have free vaccines, absolutely free, for children in the state for measles.
Knott says his agency has not yet found any direct contact between any of the cases in New Mexico and in Texas. The Palestinian militant group Hamas says it will return the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages tomorrow. But as NPR's Hadil Al-Shalchi reports, the news is little comfort for some of the families.
Hamas said that among the 4 bodies returned on Thursday would be the Bibas family, a mother and 2 young boys who were 9 months old and 4 years old when they were kidnapped on October 7th, 2023. Hamas said that they had been killed in an Israeli airstrike in November 2023, but Israeli officials have yet to confirm their deaths. In a statement released on Tuesday, the Bibas family described the last few hours as, quote, turmoil, saying that their journey to healing would not begin until they received definitive confirmation. Hamas also said that 6 living hostages would be released on Saturday. That's double the number originally agreed upon. Hadil Al-Shalchi, NPR News, Ramallah.
It's NPR. A federal judge is weighing the Justice Department's motion to drop its corruption case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Today's hearing ended without a ruling. Adams denies the charges against him or that he agreed to collaborate with the Trump administration's crackdown on migrants in New York City without legal status in exchange for getting the case against him dropped. The DOJ's push to drop the case prompted more than a half dozen prosecutors to resign in protest recently. This June, the Tony Awards, Broadway's highest honors, will have a new host, Cynthia Erivo. The British actress has been a constant presence during the Hollywood Awards season. Erivo's up for an Oscar for her performance in Wicked. But as Jeff London reports, the stage is in Erivo's blood.
After playing many theater roles in London, Cynthia Erivo burst on the Broadway scene in 2015 as Celie in the Tony Award-winning revival of The Color Purple.
Gonna hold my head up, gonna put...
She won a Tony for Best Actress in a musical that season. And on June 8th this year, she'll serve as host for the 78th Annual Tony Awards. It's been quite a year for Erivo. She's been nominated for several awards for Wicked, and it was just announced that she'll be appearing as the title character in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl in August. For NPR News, I'm Jeff London in New York.
U.S. stocks have ended the day moderately higher. The Dow closed up 71 points. This is NPR News.
Listen to this podcast sponsor-free on Amazon Music with a Prime membership or any podcast app by subscribing to NPR News Now Plus at plus.npr.org. That's plus.npr.org.
To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're